From the very first frame of the Heartland Season 19 Episode 1 trailer, one thing is unmistakably clear. Peace no longer exists at Heartland Ranch. What was once a place of healing and new beginnings now feels like a battlefield, where every emotion cuts deep and every choice carries consequences that could change everything. The trailer opens with Amy standing by the barn, her face illuminated by the early morning light, yet her expression is far from peaceful. There's a sadness in her eyes, a heaviness that comes from carrying too many memories and too much guilt. After all, Amy has never truly escaped the shadow of Ty. Even when she tried to move forward with Nathan, a man who offered her patience, kindness, and understanding, her heart never fully let go of the past. And now, the trailer seems to show that the love she tried to rebuild might not survive the weight of those unhealed wounds. Nathan's presence in the trailer feels both strong and fractured at the same time. We hear his voice, steady but shaking, as he says, "I can't keep fighting ghosts, Amy." It's the kind of line that lingers long after you hear it because you can feel the truth behind it. Nathan isn't just fighting for Amy's love anymore. He's fighting for his own place in her life, a place that might never truly be his. For Amy, the realization hits like a storm. The man she wants to love, the one she's tried so hard to trust, is slipping away, not because of something he's done, but because of everything she can't forget. The pain of Ty's loss has shaped her entire world, and no matter how far she runs, his memory follows. But the trailer doesn't let us rest in this quiet heartbreak for long. Suddenly, we see chaos. Heartland Ranch in disarray. Horses startled, Lou shouting orders, and Caleb rushing to Nathan's side as tensions explode. It's not just emotional turmoil anymore, something much darker is brewing. The ranch, which has always been a symbol of family unity and endurance, now seems under threat. Fences are broken, property vandalized, and the peace that once defined this land feels like a memory fading into dust. Lou's voice cuts through the noise. "We can't lose Heartland again." Those words send chills down your spine because they remind us how fragile this family really is. And then comes the moment that changes everything. Jack's truck, wrecked and vandalized, headlights shattered, paint scarred. The trailer shows Amy running toward it, her breath trembling, her voice breaking as she calls for him. The screen flashes, and suddenly, we see Jack lying in a hospital bed. His hand, weak and trembling, holds onto Amy's. It's a brief shot, but it hits harder than anything else in the trailer. For years, Jack has been the unshakable pillar holding this family together. The heart, the wisdom, the quiet strength that guided them through loss after loss. Seeing him this vulnerable feels wrong, almost unbearable. If Jack falls, what will happen to Heartland? What will happen to Amy, who has already lost so much? The emotional storm builds even higher when Lou confronts Amy about her relationship with Nathan. Her words are sharp, direct, and painfully honest. "We can't let your feelings destroy what's left of this family." It's not the first time Lou has tried to protect Heartland by making hard choices, but this time, her words cut too deep. For Amy, they feel like betrayal. She's already drowning in guilt and confusion, and now her sister, the one person she thought would always understand, has turned her love into a liability. But for Lou, this isn't about cruelty. It's about survival. She sees the cracks forming everywhere. Nathan's family stirring trouble, their ranch struggling, Amy's heart divided, and now Jack's life hanging in the balance. In Lou's eyes, the only way to save Heartland is to sacrifice everything else, even if it means watching her sister's heartbreak all over again. Nathan, on the other hand, is spiraling. His sister, whose presence was already a thorn in Amy's side, returns with an agenda that could destroy everything. The trailer hints at arguments between Nathan and his family, voices raised, anger boiling over, and a single moment where Nathan shouts, "You're tearing everything apart!" The heartbreak in his voice says more than any words could. He's a man being pulled in every direction by his family's expectations, his love for Amy, and the chaos swallowing them all. He wants to protect Amy, but every choice he makes seems to hurt her more. The pressure is breaking him, and we can feel it in every second of the trailer. The emotional weight of the story is amplified by the silence that follows these intense moments. Amy standing alone in the barn, her hand brushing against Ty's old saddle. Nathan watching her from a distance, knowing he could never replace what she lost. Lou sitting by Jack's bedside, whispering, "Please don't leave us now." These fragments of heartbreak are what make the trailer so haunting. Every shot, Every line, every tear feels like a warning that something irreversible is about to happen. And then, just when you think the tension can't rise any higher, the trailer delivers its most chilling moment. Amy's voice, soft but trembling, says, "I can't lose another person I love." Her eyes are filled with tears, her voice breaking, and then the screen cuts to black. No music, no words, just silence. That silence is louder than anything else because it leaves us with the terrifying question, who is she about to lose this time? The trailer closes on a single image, Heartland Ranch at sunset. Beautiful yet somber, a place that once symbolized love, hope, and resilience, now shrouded in uncertainty. It's as if the land itself knows what's coming. Season 19 doesn't look like a story about healing. It looks like a story about breaking. And if this trailer is any indication, Amy and Nathan's love may not survive the storm that's waiting for them. But deeper still lies the greatest fear of all, Heartland without Jack. A world where the heart of the family finally stops beating. The end might not just be about love. It might be about everything they've ever known falling apart. The trailer doesn't let us breathe for even a moment. It pulls us deeper into the emotional storm that's consuming Heartland, showing the cracks widening not just between Amy and Nathan, but within the entire family. What started as a love story now feels like a tragedy waiting to unfold. Every frame carries a weight of loss and fear, as though the land itself is echoing their pain. Amy stands torn between her past and present, her love for Nathan fighting against the memories of Ty that still haunt her. It's a battle she never asked for, but one she can't seem to escape. Her heart, once the strongest part of her, is now her greatest weakness. And Nathan can see it. The trailer shows him watching her from afar, his face hardened with both love and frustration, as if he knows the truth. He's losing her, and there's nothing he can do to stop it. Nathan's struggle becomes painfully clear when we see him confronting his sister, his voice breaking under the weight of anger and desperation. "You don't get to decide who I love," he shouts. And yet, her cold expression says everything. She's not here to listen. She's here to destroy. Her vendetta against Amy's family has nothing to do with the past anymore. It's about control, about revenge. The trailer hints that her manipulations run deeper than anyone realizes, perhaps even tied to the vandalism at the ranch. Could Nathan's own family be behind the attack on Jack's truck? It's a question that hangs in the air, unanswered, but heavy with possibility. For Amy, this revelation would be devastating. The idea that Nathan's bloodline could be responsible for hurting Jack, the man she loves like a father, would shatter whatever fragile trust remains between them. It's not just a betrayal. It's the end of everything they've been fighting to hold on to. As the trailer continues, we're shown glimpses of Amy breaking down in private, her emotions raw and uncontrollable. She's caught between grief and guilt, haunted by the fear that her choices might be the reason her family is falling apart. Her voice trembles as she says, "Every time I try to move on, something pulls me back." It's the line that defines her entire journey since Ty's death. No matter how much she wants to heal, her heart refuses to forget. And now, with Jack in the hospital, that pain is returning in full force. The thought of losing another person she loves is too much to bear. The trailer lingers on her holding Jack's hand, whispering, "You promised you'd never leave." That quiet plea, almost lost under the hum of hospital machines, captures everything Heartland has ever been about: love, loss, and the unbearable weight of time. Meanwhile, Nathan's own descent continues. We see him alone in the barn, his hands trembling, his voice cracking as he mutters, "I thought I could be enough." The line hits hard, not just because of its sadness, but because it reveals the depth of his pain. He's fighting ghosts he never knew, a legacy he never asked to compete with. No matter how much he loves Amy, he will never be Ty, and that truth is destroying him from the inside. Caleb's brief appearance in the trailer only fuels that fire. The tension between him and Nathan is thick, but it's not about jealousy. It's about understanding. Caleb has been in Amy's world long enough to know what it means to love her and lose her, and he sees Nathan heading down the same road. When he warns Nathan, "Don't let her grief take you down with her," it's not an insult. It's a warning from someone who's already lived that pain. But Nathan doesn't want to hear it. His love for Amy has blinded him to everything else. The emotional intensity of the trailer rises even higher when we see Lindy, Amy's daughter, quietly standing outside Jack's hospital room. Her small hands pressed against the glass, her eyes filled with fear. It's a haunting image because it mirrors Amy's own childhood pain, the fear of losing someone you love without being able to stop it. Lindy represents the innocence that's being crushed under the weight of this family's endless battles. She doesn't understand why her mother is sad again or why Nathan isn't around as much, but she feels it. And in her eyes, we see the cycle repeating. Heartland has always shown that children carry the unspoken burdens of their parents, and Lindy's quiet sadness is perhaps the most heartbreaking proof of all. Then comes the moment that has everyone talking. Jack opening his eyes in the hospital. His voice is weak, his words faint, but his message is powerful. Don't let this place die with me. It's a plea, a warning, and a passing of the torch all at once. For decades, Jack has been the backbone of Heartland, the steady hand that kept the family from falling apart. But now, the possibility that he might not be there much longer casts a shadow over everything. His frailty feels like the earth shifting beneath their feet. If Jack's time is truly coming to an end, then Amy, Lou, and the rest of the family will be forced to face something they've always feared: the idea of a Heartland without him. The trailer's pacing slows down here, as if to let the weight of that moment sink in. Amy's tears, Lou's silent grief, Nathan's distant guilt. All of it hangs heavy in the air. The once warm and familiar ranch now feels cold, distant, and broken. Even the light seems different, softer, fading, like the final hours before dusk. And just when it feels like all hope is slipping away, we hear Amy's voice once more, soft but steady. If we lose him, I don't know how we go on. Her words aren't just about Jack. They're about everything. About Ty, about Nathan, about the endless cycle of love and loss that defines Heartland. The trailer ends that segment with one final shot. Amy walking out of the hospital, looking toward the horizon, her face unreadable. Hope and despair blend together until you can't tell them apart. Season 19 doesn't just promise drama. It promises reckoning. Every relationship, every memory, every secret is being tested. And as fans, we can feel it in our bones. This is not just another chapter. This is the turning point. The trailer has made it painfully clear. Amy and Nathan's love is on the verge of collapse. Jack's life hangs by a thread, and Heartland Ranch itself may not survive what's coming next. The end is closer than anyone wants to admit, and the silence that follows is the kind that only comes before a storm. The trailer shifts again, this time from heartbreak to haunting silence. The kind of silence that comes after everything you love starts to slip away. And as Heartland Season 19 begins to reveal its darker truths, one thing becomes painfully clear. Nothing will ever be the same again. Amy's world, once full of hope and purpose, is now surrounded by uncertainty. She's trying to hold on to what's left: the ranch, her daughter, the faint traces of love she once believed in, but everything seems to be falling apart faster than she can fix it. The trailer paints a chilling image of Amy standing by the barn late at night, the wind howling through the trees, her face lit only by a flickering lantern. Her eyes, once full of life, now carry the weight of someone who's seen too much loss. And when she whispers, "Maybe this place isn't meant to last forever," it feels like the line that will define this entire season. But Amy isn't the only one breaking. Nathan's world is collapsing too. Not from tragedy, but from guilt. In one brief yet powerful moment, we see him alone in his truck, gripping the steering wheel with trembling hands, his face hidden in shadows. His voice cracks as he mutters, "I never wanted to hurt her." The scene cuts quickly, but the emotion lingers. Nathan's guilt runs deeper than anyone suspects, and the trailer hints at a secret he's been hiding. Something connected to the night Jack was rushed to the hospital. Could Nathan have played a part in it? Was it his family's doing? Or was it something even darker? A mistake that he's now paying the price for? The tension surrounding him is thick, suffocating, and every clue in the trailer points to a devastating revelation waiting to explode in episode 1. Meanwhile, Lou becomes the silent guardian of Heartland's legacy, even as it begins to crumble around her. Her determination is fierce, but it's also blinding. The trailer shows her taking on too much, balancing the ranch, the finances, and the family, while trying to hide her exhaustion from everyone else. In one heart-wrenching shot, we see her standing by Jack's bedside, her voice low and shaking as she says, "I can't lose you too." It's a rare moment of vulnerability for Lou, who has always been the strong one, the realist. But this time, even she feels the cracks forming beneath her. Her fight to keep the ranch alive is more than just duty. It's survival. Because without Heartland, the Fleming family loses not just their home, but the piece of themselves that's tied to everything they've ever loved. And then comes the whisper that changes everything. A nurse, speaking quietly in the hospital hallway, says something that makes Amy stop in her tracks. It wasn't an accident. Just those 4 words. But they send chills through the audience. Suddenly, Jack's condition takes on a new layer of mystery. The trailer flashes images: a broken fence, tire tracks near the property, a shadow moving in the dark. Someone did this. Someone wanted to hurt Jack. And that's when the suspicion begins to spread. Was it someone from outside the family? Or someone dangerously close? The trailer doesn't answer that, but the clues are there. Lingering glances, unfinished sentences, tension that cuts deeper than words. Amy's face hardens as she realizes that this time, the danger isn't coming from nature or the past, it's coming from within. In another fleeting but powerful moment, Caleb confronts Nathan outside the ranch. "Tell her the truth before someone else does," he says, his tone sharp and urgent. Nathan's expression gives him away. There is a truth, one he's been hiding, and it's tearing him apart. Fans have been speculating endlessly about what that secret could be. Did Nathan lie about something connected to Jack's accident? Did he try to protect someone and make things worse? The trailer leaves it open, but one thing is certain: Amy will find out, and when she does, it could destroy whatever is left between them. The love that once seemed unbreakable is now cracking under the weight of betrayal and silence, and that's what makes this story so tragic. Because the audience knows Amy has already lost too much to survive another heartbreak. As the trailer unfolds, we catch a glimpse of Amy breaking down in the empty barn, surrounded by memories. A framed photo of Ty, dusty and faded, catches the light for just a second, a cruel reminder of the love she lost. It's almost as if his presence still lingers there, watching over her. And for a brief moment, Amy seems to feel it too. She whispers, "I don't know how to do this anymore," her voice trembling, tears falling silently onto the straw. It's not just grief, it's surrender. For the first time, Amy looks like someone who doesn't believe in miracles anymore. The woman who once healed broken horses and broken hearts now stands powerless in front of her own pain. That emotional collapse is what makes this season so powerful, because it's not about physical loss this time. It's about the quiet, invisible kind of loss that eats away at the soul. The trailer doesn't just give us emotion, it gives us mystery. A shot of Tim McGraw's character, silent, holding what looks like a medical report in his hand. A brief look exchanged between him and Lou that says more than words ever could. Something's not right. Something big is being hidden from Amy. Could Jack's injuries reveal a truth the family doesn't want her to know? Could there be a connection between the recent attacks on the ranch and the growing tension with Nathan's family? Every frame seems to whisper the same message: someone is lying. And whoever it is, their secret will tear Heartland apart before the truth finally comes out.